Welcome to Inner Pop, your weekly dose of positivity, your weekly cuppa, if you will. For British people, is it just British people that say that, or do
I
Australian
don't
people say
know.
that as well?
That's a good question. I don't know who else says it. I know someone does. I'm not sure who.
So I feel like I've heard an Australian person say it, but I don't know if they were saying it to make fun of a British person or not.
Oh, right, if it was ironically or sure.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
not
like when
sure.
American does it, ironically, I know because we don't really say that here,
We
but
don't
I
really
have
say
no idea for Australia.
But how often does Australia drink tea like that?
That's also fair. I don't know.
I feel like I only hear them stereotypically in the context of beer, and so I don't know what other
True.
stereotypical drinks are associated with them.
Very true. I just know they have what Vegemite.
Oh, yeah, I did know that one too, yeah. Still never tried it. I don't think I'll ever bring myself to do so. Maybe one day.
Yeah. Sorry, Australians. Maybe not.
I don't know that I like salt that much.
That's fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, what are we to get actually on topic? Sorry about that.
Welcome. Never on topic.
We gotta do our tangents. Listen, it
We
has
have
to
to.
happen.
It's
It's
required.
the only way we recalibrate our brains for the week is by having a
Mhm.
session where we just go off the walls.
Most of what we do is off the walls anyways, but occasionally we get back to where we need to be and everything is fine and we've had some fun in between, so all is well. Um,
Exactly.
but
But
you
getting
know.
back onto
Back
a
onto it
topic.
today. Yeah, we
Yeah,
have
so
a singular topic to talk about today, guys.
we
As
do
shock and
just one
awe.
thing.
Just one thing to talk about. And it'll probably be a bit of a shorter episode today as well. Maybe we'll see how long we end up yapping. And we're gonna talk about a group. Um,
Yes.
not
And
that I don't think anyone's surprised by that, probably.
they're like, just admit it. Just admit you're a
Just
K-pop,
admit.
filthy K-pop podcast. You freaks.
Don't worry, there will be non-K-pop content coming very soon. Very soon. Today is not that
Very
day. It
soon.
is to
Today
be a
is not that
K-pop.
day.
Today is gonna be a K-pop group. But we have a fun twist for you guys today. We're talking about Plave, which if you've never heard of Plave, Issa, tell the people why that's a fun twist on just a regular K-pop group.
Oh, because they're not just a regular K-pop group.
Mm-mm.
They're a virtual idol group.
A virtual idol group, not
They're a
AI.
VTuber
Let's
K-pop group.
get that out of the way now. Not the AI
Yes,
VTubers. They are the VTubing
VTubers.
peoples. That means there are real people behind everything they do, from the talent to the animation and all the I don't know the ins and outs of the backgrounds. We might do a little bit of talk about that later. Issa could probably explain it better. I think it's like a motion capture suit or something.
Yeah, it's just mocap. There's just dudes in mocap suits wriggling around, and it shows up as their virtual idol characters.
Yeah. If you've ever seen I think they were probably on Tumblr back in the day, right? The posts of like Benedict Cumberbatch wiggling around on the ground in the smog suit.
Yeah,
Think of
it's
that.
that exactly.
That's what it is. Which honestly is better than a regular group. Just the image of
Yeah,
that alone makes it better to me. It just does.
absolutely. Worm wiggling on the ground. Worm with a Y
So good.
wiggling on the ground.
Just wiggling around. But the really cool thing about that is it means everything you see these guys do behind all of the dancing, all of the vocals, all of the everything except for the glitches, although sometimes even those, because it depends on what nonsense they're doing to get rid of the glitch. Those are all the people behind it.
Hmm.
The I'm gonna call them characters, because
Yeah,
I don't really know
I feel like that's fairly accurate
I feel like
to
I'm gonna go with
use.
characters. Because there's hella
Yeah.
lore for Plave. Hella lore. Which is really cool. If you like lore, highly recommend. So I'm gonna say behind characters in this context, but obviously we're gonna refer to them as the personas. Cause think like Dungeons and Dragons style, right? Like you're in the
Yeah.
D&D campaign, you refer to as whatever it is you're playing. You don't break character, so to speak.
Exactly. Exactly. It's like they're performing as a group and role playing simultaneously.
Which honestly, really impressive to do to keep up with
Yeah.
all of that. Because if you think about other K-pop groups, even ones that have some lore behind them, like think like ATEEZ has their lore, none of that is
Hmm.
necessarily incorporated into their shows, or not in a way that they're like role playing during a
Right.
performance. But in
Right.
a case like this, you have to be sort of in that mindset of this is who I'm talking as and
Right.
who I'm talking
Like, what
to.
would
Like,
my character do right now?
yeah, it's an
Sort of
interesting
mindset. Hmm.
dynamic. And I don't know, obviously, how much of like, because I haven't, when it comes to the VTubing things, I don't care about what's happening behind the scenes, obviously, with a couple of exceptions, but that's something I just have to trust that the companies are doing proper sort of backgrounds on people, which is a whole other thing in and of itself. I'm not getting into that right now, but I just have to trust because I don't want to go digging and do all the thing because I want to look at them and just see that persona. So I haven't done
Right.
any really background digging into who they are. I've done like a little bit, just because I saw that there was like, I want to say at one point some like questions about, oh, is this who they are? And like there was some maybe doxing a little bit. So like I saw some of that stuff, but I did. It doesn't matter.
Mm-mm-mm.
I'm here for the vibes and the vocals, and I don't really care what your face looks like. I don't care if you're as tall
Exactly.
as your character is. I don't care if you actually have blue hair or not. None of those things are relevant to me. Are you in your 30s or 40s? Whatever. Are you having a good time? Perfect. That's all I need. I don't could not care
Exactly.
less.
It's like I'm here to take in the art, not judge your physical appearance as a human being.
That part. Now, if it comes down to like what kind of person you are, again, that's where I have
That's
to just
different.
assume that we've done our due diligence and give them a little
Right.
bit of like grace. Hard to do, but nonetheless, I have to just let it go sometimes. And that's what I do in
Right.
this case, and I enjoy it all the more for it. Because I know some people get really weird about like how old their K-pop idols are, or like how conventionally they meet the beauty standards. Super weird. Super weird.
It's so it it's like people are just there for, I mean, realistically, and let's be real, there are some people, quite a few, unfortunately, that are predominantly there just for like, who am I gonna find hot and daydream about smooching? Instead of being there for like, let me listen to some cool music. Let me look at some cool dances. They're like, who am I gonna thirst after this week?
No, you're right. There are definitely some people who are just in it, which I want to say I understand, but I really don't. So I'm just gonna say to each their own, I guess. And I'm
Yeah,
only gonna like ick that a little bit. I'm not gonna harp on it because I feel like enough content creators do that, and that's not really my business. That's not what I'm here for. I might judge you, but I'm gonna keep my thoughts to myself in this case.
that's
Today,
totally fair. I'll side eye you for sure, but
yeah, lots of side eye. Because I can keep my mouth shut, but I can't make my face mute. It doesn't work.
you know, absolutely not. And it's something that, I mean, like, everybody knows, but some people just don't like to talk about. But like, everybody knows it. It's not like it's a secret. You know what I
No, it's
mean?
not. Yeah, yeah. Well,
You're not slick, Jack.
you're not. And it gets really like I feel like that this is I haven't exactly mapped out what the like pathway is to becoming a sasaeng, but I have to imagine this is one of the steps on the road to is only being concerned about like appearance and seeing them as a thing. I have to assume
Yeah,
that's one of the stepping stones.
there is a certain amount of detachment from humanity. Now, that's not to say that everyone that finds a K-pop idol attractive
Nope.
is like, seeing them as an inanimate object, right? That's
Absolutely
not the
not.
case.
Absolutely not.
Okay. But there are people that do.
I
And
just
those are the
assume
people I'm talking
that's
about.
right. That is not everyone who does that will become crazy. I just have to assume if you
Exactly.
are crazy, that is a step you took to get
Yeah,
there.
like
And
definitely.
yeah.
Because it's not even just with K-pop idols. That's something you'll see
Nope.
with like a lot of famous people or just like
Yup.
even YouTubers or podcasters or politicians. You'll see where people stop treating them like humans and treat them like objects. And it'll go in multiple different directions. It'll go into the direction of like overly praising them or overly sexualizing them or overly demonizing them. And humanity just gets kind of thrown out the window.
And here's the thing that trips me up about all of it, right? That like ultimately, at the end of the day, none of these people are coming to my house. I don't know any of
Hmm.
y'all. I actually don't, I could not care less, like about caring that much in terms of
Right.
like overly being overly invested, being overly demonizing, even being overly critical, being overly praiseworthy, even, whatever. None of y'all come to my house. Like, if I see something, I'm gonna be like, oh, that was trash. That's not for me. And I'll tell
Yeah.
whoever. If we're having a conversation about that person, I'll bring it up every chance I get. But I'm not going out of my way, or vice versa, same thing if I really like someone, right? They're
Right.
people. They're people, and they're
Exactly.
not anyone that I know. I am just here solely for the purpose of enjoying the vibes.
Like that's how I see it. It's like they're cool. I like what they do. I like what they make. So I enjoy what they make and support them in their art. I don't see it as like a one day I'll meet you and I'll hold your hand and I'll kiss it.
That What I will say though with Plave with these virtual idol groups being kind of in character all the time, maybe in character is like a terrible way to look at it because I don't know how much of the truth is. I like assume
Right.
personality wise it carries over, but also I assume like with any idol group, even I'm sure this is probably even the same like back in the older gens, you can tell me, I don't know, but that like you're who you are when you're out on stage is
Yeah.
and interacting with people is different. I think that just comes with the territory of any
Right.
entertainment, anything. So I
Absolutely. Yeah.
assume it's them to a degree, but just physically and like with the lore is different.
But that actually brings me to an interesting question. Out of those like perceived K-pop personalities, like what kind of archetype is your favorite?
That's a good question. I I don't know that I have a perceived archetype. I like a genuinely weird man.
You like archetype? Strange.
Archetype? Strange. Also like nothing go I love when they use one of their brain cells or share it. Because same.
It's
So
like
I
we have
love
one
that.
brain cell between us.
Exactly. So same. I love when there's one brain cell. It just makes me happy. So I think that's probably my favorite. And I mean like when um they lock in when they're doing what they love, right? Like
Hmm.
they're there and they're locked in and it's perfect, right? But
Right.
then the second they've stopped, or sometimes during, and there's like no functional brain cells occurring and they're just being themselves. Like it slips through for a moment. It's great. That's that's what does it for me. I like honestly, like I know I like say strange, but I think it's just that normalcy. It's just them being because that's how I
Yeah.
am. So like just the weird coming through.
It's like
Love that.
setting the mask down for a second and just
Yeah.
showing all your strangeness.
Cuz I don't need the archetype to be happy. I'm, you know,
Right.
like Subin, one of the weirdest motherfuckers in existence, I
Love
think.
him.
Or Soul, one of maybe the most genuinely strange human I've ever seen. But I love
For
him
real.
with just a passion. Support that man so much.
Because I think what's so nice about them too is having that like it uh the lack of perfection. It's like whenever idols are, kind of, especially when they are in their groove and like performing and stuff and really locked in, um, they are like trained to be as perfect as possible. And so getting to see them let that guard down and like be wacky or weird or do something funny or like you see them in a more like regular human state
Mm-hmm.
rather
Mm-hmm.
than them putting on a it's nice to see past their performance as well, if that makes sense.
Yeah, people get really like, oh, I'm like, I see their dorms and I'm reminded that I'm just obsessed over just men. And I'm like, well, what did you think they were? Like, they've been men this whole time, or they're,
Yeah.
women too. But like, I see that comment about men all the time. Like, oh, I'm just over here obsessed with men. I'm like, okay, did you think they were horses? Like, what do you mean? What is that? What does that mean?
I thought they were
Like,
aliens.
I and I could understand how you'd be confused with Soul, but the rest of them, no, that's a person if ever I've seen one.
Them's
Like,
people.
that's people, them's people. They've been people from the start, and
With the
so
Plave lore, I
yeah,
could see you being confused.
I could see, I could see how you. That might be the VTuber might be the only one I'd be forgiving, and you being like, oh, I forgot these are just people. That's fair. That's the only
Right.
time I will accept this comment. That's it. That's the only time. I'm like, okay, that's
And
fair.
that
That's
just
fine.
means that their characters and their lore is
Hmm.
so well done that it just
So well done.
soaks you up in all the story.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And Plave has some of the best lore I have come across because not only is it so rich in interactiveness in which you get to do a lot of the lore hunting. You get to go and they have websites set up and you can go and check the archives to see, get bits and clues about their lore and their backstories for the characters because the whole concept behind Plave Guys is essentially that there's five of them and we'll get into who everybody is sort of briefly in a second so you know who we're talking about, but there's five of them, right? Three, four,
Hmm.
five.
Hmm.
And um they're like forgotten characters in webtoons. And so they're for the most part from different web novels. Bambi and it's been a minute since I did all my initial research. I want to say, oh shit, who's the other one? Oh no.
Oh,
Bambi and oh, what's our wolf's name? Oh no.
you know, right?
Yes. Yes. They're from like the same web novel. And so you can go and like go on the website and find out like bits and pieces of information about the web novel they were in. And like this web novel has their own fans and it has names for the fans and it has like clips you can read about it and the author who is like missing in action and all of these theories and all of these things. And it's so interactive. Versus I don't know of another idol group, and you can correct me if I'm wrong because I don't know a lot about the older stuff, but that their lore is that interactive
Yeah,
where you do the legwork.
I don't know that I do ever remember because I remember when you were telling me about Play, like how they go about sharing the lore set up initially. I was like, that is so creative. Like I don't feel like I've seen other people do it in quite that way. Because obviously other groups have had like their own lore and stuff like that, but I've never seen it where like it feels like you're a part of the lore by going
Yeah.
and doing the searching. You know what I mean?
I think I see most often, again, you can correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm not as in the know about the K-pop lore as you probably would be, or at least not for the older stuff. But but I I think a lot of the big lore drops you get are, especially in this day and age, just from the music videos. So
Yeah,
it's kind of few and far between, and it's
right.
not. I don't want to say it's not that it's as explicitly stated, because Plave is definitely not explicitly stated. There's a lot of like things that are still kind of you have to figure out, but like Stray Kids, for example, their lore is apparently very deep. I haven't got a single clue how it all connects or where you start. And it's all conspiracy theories so far as I've been able to work out. There's not a confirmation about any of it anywhere that I have been able to figure out. And granted, I've done bare minimum looking into it because
Right.
I love lore, but that is a rabbit hole I'm not going down. But I've never seen any
Right.
confirmation. And I feel like that's
No.
common. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, that's pretty common. And I also feel like on the I don't know if they do that intentionally or like don't confirm intentionally to kind of like keep that sort of air of mystery and keep people like engaged trying to figure it out, like if there's something that like it adds some fun to that. But I will say this, I like a little bit of confirmation. Just
Like some
grab my
gum.
hand for a second, confirm a little something, and then but
Uh-huh.
confirm it in a way that's going to lead me down another rabbit hole.
Yes. I want the rabbit holes. I
Yes.
want this is this is why I enjoy Lord of the Rings so much. I want the rabbit
Yes.
holes. I want one piece of information to lead me down something else that has nothing to do with what I was doing before. And that's why I love
Exactly.
Plave's lore, because that's exactly what I did, guys. And I highly encourage you to look into it. Go check out their websites, even if you just do a quick little search to figure out. It'll because we watch the music videos as one does. You get in to start looking at a group, you watch the videos, and we're like, what the fuck's going on? Who is this? Who is this weird motherfucker all in black? Like, why are we fighting? What's going on? What's
It's like, why are we
happening?
coming from the sky? Who is
Right,
this?
yeah,
What
we're
is this?
coming. We
Did
seem
he
to have
die?
superpowers. Is this one dead? What's going on? And there was a lot. There was a lot going on.
There's so much.
Um, and come to find out that like there's so much lore and backstory that like, oh, this album title is actually like a character, and they're like, oh, this Asterum is like the world that they're in, and there's all these connections. Like, do the legwork, look into it. It's the most fascinating bit of lore for any, I think, idol group I have come across. With actually, no, it might be the most.
Yeah, I was gonna say, at least for me personally, is
Oh my
definitely the
gosh,
most.
yeah. Um, and I love a group that has some lore. One of my favorite groups. They're my boys. They're one of my first, like, maybe the first that I just like discovered fully entirely on my own and went down their rabbit holes. Is the Kingdom, which had a different name back. It was just like Kingdom, I think, back when I first started. I don't even remember now. It was years ago, but um, their lore. They've had two members now that have left the group. And so there's a whole other thing, but their initial concept was just that they're each person in the group represented this like prince or king or whatever in a kingdom. And so they were from different kingdoms, kingdom of like the cherry blossoms or kingdom of whatever, so on and so forth.
Right,
And it was this whole overarching story through their albums and their initial concept. And obviously when they ran out of members and they hit that, and then they kind of rebranded and did something different a little bit, but like that's one of the more complex groups that have like confirmed lore, but I don't see a lot that's confirmed.
mm-mm, no. Most of it's just like Honestly, a lot of it, I swear, I feel like it's just people being like, hey, this would make a really cool music video. And then they just try and use some of the same concepts to like tie it into another music video because they were like, yeah, that was really cool. Let's continue it. Like, that's what it feels like. And so it's nice to have like more detailed and confirmed, but still leaving that whole air of mystery, like still
Um,
leaving things kind of open-ended ish where you're like wondering, okay, where are we gonna go next? Rabbit hole to rabbit hole, you know?
yeah.
And still have like the story furthered, and especially to be able to feel like because of how Plave's lore is set up, it also
Yep.
kind of makes it feel like you're a little bit part of it. In
Mm-hmm.
my
Mm-hmm.
opinion, it feels like you feel very involved.
You do,
So,
because their whole concept, guys, for those of you who are not gonna dig into it, is like I told you, they're these like forgotten web novel characters or whatever, but they find themselves in the land of forgotten characters, and they then make their way to this world through I can't remember all the ins and outs and means, but they make their way into this world that's I believe Esterum is the one, and it's like an in
mhm,
between the like land of the forgotten and earth. And so in this in between area, they are then able to connect with Plea, which is their fandom name, and they're able to connect and talk with Plea and interact with them. And it's that connection that sort of like gives them their power, so to speak, and like fuels them and all of these things. And then there's just like a whole bunch more Lauren besides it. Like there's this evil guy, Kalego or whatever, who is like hunting them down to bring them back to the Forgotten Land and all of these other things. And this is all like stuff that's confirmed. And you can see crazy guy hunting them down in the music videos, right? Like that's why we're like, what's happening? You can see these things happening and it's confirmed, but you have to go digging for the information. But it makes you feel
yeah,
like that concept is more true, so to speak. Like it's a
right.
concept, but it also feels like, oh yeah, that's real in a sort of way of like
Yeah.
that makes sense. Like it's this virtual idol group. You know, like if they were doing this concept on just a regular old group, it wouldn't hit the same.
Yeah, it wouldn't work quite the same.
And
Especially with
because
the whole like in between world thing with them
yes,
interacting with us. Like it works better for a virtual group, which I'm sure is why they did it.
yes, yeah,
It was a
they
good concept. It
definitely
was a creative concept.
well thought out. And
Yeah.
because it's as interactive as it is, it sells said concept. If it weren't done as interactively as it was, it would just be different. It would just hit very differently.
Exactly. It'd be more like reading a book rather than because it almost
Mm-hmm.
feels like by watching, as weird as it sounds, I'm not crazy, okay? Um, but it feels like, knowing that part of the lore of them being like in the between the world and in that in between world, they're now interacting with their fan base. They're reaching out to Earth in this way. It's like whenever you like tune in to one of their streams and everything, it's literally like it feels like you're part of the story. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, it
Yeah.
really does.
And they set it up in such a beautiful way. Like
Yeah,
it's and I feel like it's even like if you're someone who you like to feel kind of close to an artist, I feel like this gives you a really good avenue. Like
it does
really
without
good.
being really weird about it, but it gives
Yeah,
you a
without
way to
crossing
get
boundaries.
that interaction. It really does without crossing
Right.
boundaries and keeping that level-headedness about it. It's a great
Yeah.
way to interact with your artists. And keeping those boundaries, so to speak, which is so important. But they're just a lot of fun. So I highly recommend checking them out. The glitch is hilarious. We have a few reactions for us for those. You guys can check out. But I highly recommend you do a little search about Plave TikToks because
Yes.
they are active on the TikToks, both with like they interact a lot of the time with real people. So there are all kinds of
Yeah.
TikToks and YouTube videos and stuff with that. It's lots of fun to check out.
Yep.
Um, Um, I don't know if it's relevant to anything. Maybe I guess we do a quick little explanation of who they are and what kind of stuff their music sounds like if you guys are interested in checking them out. So I
Oh
guess
yeah, maybe
Issa, do
some
you want to
song
give us
recommendations.
a little name rundown, the list? If you remember them
Right,
all. I don't know if I
right.
do.
I do remember
I
them all.
do.
I remember them all.
I
I
do.
don't remember all of the details about all of them, but I
Right.
do remember them all. Um, so there were, how do I kind of explain to you guys who they are? They're all color coded as well, and they all have
They
like
are color
representative
coded.
animals. The
And we
animals
do
I
have a
may not get
leader.
correct.
Yeah. We have a leader, same as like any other
The same as any other.
generic. And
Um,
they have, I think, their like, main dancer and rapper and the producer line and all the things. They have all the same things that
they,
you'll find in most K-pop groups. So
yeah.
there is some
Um,
familiarity.
Absolutely. It's just like any other group. Then, okay, so yeah, I can kind of go through it that way. So the leader was Yejun. I think that's how
Mm-hmm.
it's pronounced.
Yejun.
Please, no one bulldoze me in
No
the
one.
comments on my pronunciation. I'm sorry. I try my best. I
I
am not
try.
a native Korean speaker
Right. Effort is
or a
being
native
made.
anything outside of
Tips
English.
for pronunciation are helpful if you are a native Korean
Yes.
speaker,
And
but
I do try to, because some languages are like so different sound wise that it's hard to get used to the sounds of that language. And Korean is one of those where it's so different from English that like if
yeah.
you're learning Korean from English, it's difficult to get used to pronunciation. Same thing if you're learning English from Korean, it's difficult to get used to pronunciations. So I swear to God, I do try. It just doesn't always work out.
It doesn't translate always, but the effort is there and the desire is there.
Yes. Because I wouldn't be respectful. I'm one of those people who are like, especially in, oh my God, especially in America, where there will be somebody with a name that's like not some kind of English name, and people will look at it and be like, I'm gonna just call you Susie. I don't I don't like that. Whatever your name is, tell me how to pronounce it. I'm gonna
Yep.
pronounce it.
I will
Okay?
make that effort. Yep. Unless you just really
It's
hate your
your name.
name and you want to be
That's also fair.
Susie, let me know. That's
Absolutely. I
fair.
respect it.
I get
Yes.
it. However, if you don't fuck with Susie, that's fine. I don't. I'm gonna call you what you tell me to call you, and I'm going to do my best to pronounce it correctly. But you may have to help me along the way.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay, but yes, so our boys, our Plave boys. So the leader was Yejun. Um, I know his color is blue
Is
because he's one of my
blue.
favorites, and blue is one of my favorite colors.
Oh,
But I think his animal was it
he
a
is a
dolphin or was it a
dolphin.
whale? It was a
It is a
dolphin. Okay.
dolphin. Hmm.
I wasn't 100%
Yes.
certain remembering on that one. And then there was Noah. I
Mhm.
think he's a vocalist.
He is a vocalist. Yes.
And then his color was purple. His animal is an alpaca, which is
Yeah, the alpaca cracks me
hilarious to
up.
me.
I love it so
But he's
much.
also one of my favorites. I love him.
I love Noah. He is definitely princess of the group, I feel like. If you guys
Yes,
like
yes.
princess, he
They
gives,
call him
or prince,
Princess.
or however you want to
It's
say. But
very funny.
I give, I default to princess, just I think it's the long hair.
That's fair. That's
I gotta
fair.
work on
It's
that.
because he's
It
so pretty.
gives, it's prince. He's prince.
He's Prince. Um, oh, and because he's purple, he's Prince.
I like that
Like
even
Prince,
better.
Purple Rain Prince.
Yes, prince.
No, that's
That's
perfect.
how I'm gonna think of him forever now as prince.
With doves cry, that's all
All
I'm
right,
gonna see
copyright.
now when I see him.
That's enough.
Okay, I'm sorry.
We gotta be careful with
Um,
prince.
next, next person. Let's see. So there's Bambi. His color is pink. He's a deer,
Dear.
and he's a dancer, right?
He
Or
is
was he
a
also?
dancer. He is also, I think, part of the
Var the vocalist, I
He's a little bit
think.
of an all-arounder, but he is main dancer as far as I
Yeah.
recall. He's also the
And he's
shortest one in the
really
group as far as the characters
yes.
go. So he gets a lot of shit for that, which cracks me up. And also I love dearly because in a
Dearly.
VTuber world, you whether you're that small or not, you chose to make yourself the smallest, or you took that role on, and I love that. That we weren't like, let's make them all 6'3". Like, I, like we didn't, like we could have just made ourselves all bigs. You know what I'm saying? Like we could have just all
Yeah.
been monsters,
Nah, you're
but we didn't,
short,
and I
so
love
you're
that.
gonna be short.
I love him for
Loser.
that.
But he's so great.
Uh,
He's so fucking funny.
He's one of my favorites. He is judgmental king, and I love him for it. He's always
His faces
judging.
are
His
hilarious.
faces get me every time. He's one of my favorites because of his faces. Cause same. I speak with my face.
But then we have Yunho. I think that's
Mm.
how it's pronounced.
I
Yunho.
don't know if it's like
Un, un,
un unho
un,
unho.
un, unho.
It's definitely not a
Unho.
Y. I feel strongly about that, but I don't
Yeah.
quite know how to pronounce it correctly. I'm gonna go with
I don't
like
remember how it was
unho.
spelled for a minute.
Unho. It's EU
It
in
is. It's
HO.
EUNHO.
Yes. So not
Yeah.
like from ATs and all that guys.
No, no, no. Different guy.
Different man.
Different
Different
pronunciation,
man.
different spelling, different
Yes.
dude.
Hmm.
But then his color, I know he's the main rapper, I believe.
He is main
And then his
rapper.
color was
One of.
red, one
Yeah.
of. And then his wolf, a
His
woo.
wolf. But don't let him fool you because he hits notes too for sure. Oh, Bambi also, not to have backtracked, but I'm gonna backtrack slightly. If you guys love a high note, Bambi hits a high note. And so I
He
highly recommend
does.
checking out some
Hmm.
songs because it's if you like if the high note scratches an itch in your brain, listen to Plave. Bambi hits it. Um
Yes. It scratches itches in my
mhm,
brain. That's why I
it's
love him
good,
so much.
right? But anyways, in ho in ho.
Yeah, I think
In
I think
I'm gonna go
is
with
right.
Inho.
Mm.
Um, he is rapper. He's also, I think, part of the producer line, as I recall. I think with Yejun,
Mm.
and so they do a lot of. I know not all groups do a lot of their things. They do a lot of their things. They are really proud and excited when they do things. Like Bambi, being main dancer, does a lot of the input on the dances as well, like a lot of that producing, and they're really proud of that. So they put a lot, all of this is to say, they put a lot of soul and heart into what they do, and they work on a lot of different aspects of it themselves. So it's really, I always commend an artist for that. Not that there's anything wrong if you have other people doing writing or helping with dances or whatever. We love all that too.
Hmm.
But they put a lot into their work, which is, I think in this case, as a VTuber group where there's a lot of conversation about AI and people hating on them for that, it's really important to just remind people of
Yeah.
that. So, anyways,
Yes. Yeah. But then there's the youngest
yes,
is Hamin,
my
who is
favorite.
he's fantastic. And I remember being a little confused whenever we did research on them initially because we were like our first episode of this podcast was going to be about them, and then we ended up not doing it. Um, but then we were like, nah, we need to do an episode about them. So we still did one anyway now. But I remember being a little confused when I looked into, or actually you told me, um, that
Yes.
his representative color was black and Animal
Uh-huh.
was a cat because I
Hmm.
remember like in the music videos he was with this like teal green color. I remember being
Yes.
so confused. I was like, wait,
And it was a thing. What I've been able
yeah,
to determine is because, like, essentially, I think he he is black. The black is the color, the cat is the black cat, and those are his like representative items. But I think his like power, because they all have like, superpowers, so to speak, because they're VTubers, so they
Hmm.
get like fun effects they can do. Is something about like binary numbers spawn around him. And so I think the color of like the binary numbers is sometimes kind of shown with him in the music videos and stuff.
Right. And
Um,
it does have that like it's not like the binary numbers like the Matrix, like the like
oh,
bright
no, no, no.
neon green, I'm
Yeah.
hacking mode.
No.
It's like a teal color. It's
Yeah.
it's 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 teal. Like aquamarine. And so that's like it confused the heck out of me because I was like, when have I even seen him in relation to the color of black other than like his hair? So that's yeah, so I was so shocked whenever you told me that.
Hmm. And because I remember being like, oh no, this like I found that maybe there was a little bit of back and forth, but that was definitely his color. The thing that tripped me up was that part of his lore is, and obviously I don't think this is true to the person behind, but his like character lore being that he is the like maknae, so to speak, by default because he doesn't actually know what his birth year is.
Yeah.
And that cracks me up to no end. Like, I don't know, I'll just be the youngest. And that really
I'll just
makes me laugh.
accept this role.
Like, this is who I'll be. But he seems to be the most serious member sometimes. And I love the dichotomy of the maknae who's like somehow just the most chill, responsible
The
one. That
mature maknae, if you will.
the mature, yes, yes, we love that. So, but I like that bit of like his character's lore. Maybe that's true to him. I don't know. That definitely is a thing that can happen. Things occur all the time. It's possible.
Right.
But I like that as a character piece of lore, no matter what. They're like, oh yeah, I actually don't know when I was born. I think it's around here. It's great. I
It's
will
so
never,
good.
never get over that. Um,
It's just another thing that I like the little bits and pieces that you also kind of find out like in their like even with their own individual characters and their personalities that kind of make it makes them feel more like the characters themselves. Obviously the people are real, but like the characters themselves like even more real because it feels more like it just adds more to the lore aspect. And things being like a little strange or imperfect or this and that about their personality or like who they are, it makes them even more personable and it brings their characters to life more. And I don't know, I really enjoy it. I think it's
I do
great.
too. I love when you get to see little things like that. Like Eunho's representation, his emoji being like the wolf or whatever, but because of his personality, everyone just calling him puppy cracks me up.
Yeah.
That they're like, actually, you're just a puppy. You're just that like so much so that we've got the wolf like he's got the little things. It gives the like I don't even know, like in like the anime vibes where you have the characters who like have the little two front teeth, the little like fangs. That they like done his teeth that way. Yeah. But he's just like and he like looks like he might be scary, but then he opens his mouth and is just the exact opposite. It's little things like that that I love.
Yeah. He's like, if you saw him out randomly in public, you might think to
Uh-huh.
back away. And then while you're
Right.
like backing away, you're so scared you drop your wallet and he like runs towards you
Yes.
and then picks it up and it's like,
Runs.
oh, here you go. I'm so sorry you dropped your
Like
wallet.
bouncing around you like a puppy, just like, oh my, hi, here, are you okay? Do you need anything? Can I help? Like, he gives
It's the
the like,
duality of man.
yes, literally. Or like with Bambi, where his character, exact opposite, right? Like, looks like he would be just the sweetest little bean, but is the most judgmental. Like, actually, he would scare me.
He would be like, wow, dropped your wallet?
Judging
Fucking
so
loser.
much. And that would be the nicest thing he said to you. And just the
That'd
look
be
on
the
his
nicest thing you
face
hear all day.
all day, the nicest thing all day out of him. But like things like that, the little ins and outs of them that really um I know you get that with any group, obviously. Um, but that is just so much fun with Plave specifically because of the fact that you're working with like the lore and the characters and the sort of personas, so to speak, but also just their regular old personalities come into play and they don't always
Yes.
match up. And it really makes me laugh. And I just love it just a
It's
lot.
great. It's great.
Yeah.
So definitely check them out. And as far as I mean, personally, I think you should listen to all of their
All of them.
songs, in
Go
my
album by
personal opinion, because I
album.
like all of them.
I like everything.
But I am biased. But they also, more recently, I forgot how recent. I mean, it's been like very recent. I just don't remember what
It was in
week in the past recent
2025.
week it happened. But there
Oh,
was
the
a
new.
song, yeah, there was a song they did for, I think they did it for a drama. Honestly, I don't know the drama they did it for. I
Yes.
just saw the song pop up in my recommended songs. It's called Borrow
Mm-hmm.
Your Night, and it is so beautiful.
I
It brought
haven't
me to
listened to it
tears, man.
yet. I haven't listened to it yet. It's on my list to listen to because I just haven't really listened to anything quite yet. But I thought you were gonna talk about the one from like November, their last album, that is Sanrio.
Yeah.
What's a good way? The collaborative with the
Yes.
Sanrio
And
character.
you know I love that one.
Yes, I know you did.
For anyone who doesn't know, I'm a Sanrio nut, especially cinema roll. I would
Mhm.
kill somebody over a cinema roll plushie. I have problems. Capitalism eats
Problem.
me up, bro.
Capitalism hates to see you coming.
At least where cinema roll is involved.
Right, right, right. And I love that so much. I really do. Because I think
But the
what
songs were also really good.
yeah, the songs are good. Definitely recommend checking that out. And they got like new outfits that were like Sanrio
Oh, they were so cute.
collaborative, and it was a whole cutie little thing they did for a while. Like the music video for the title song was a whole collab. It was fantastic. So definitely recommend. I think they do a lot of fun stuff like that because they can. Like they get to have this collaborative with Sanrio where you get to see Sanrio
Yeah.
characters flying around and interacting because they're this VTuber group. You can't necessarily do that the same way with real people and
Yeah, it
have it.
doesn't come off the
It
same.
doesn't come off the same. It's still fun, it's still whimsical. There's ways to do it, but it's not quite the
Right.
same.
Yeah. And
Not
seeing
quite the
them
same.
kind of in like, similarly stylized
Hmm.
dancing together and like
Yes.
it's so cute, man. It's
So
so
cute.
cute. And it just works so well. Like honestly, and I get kind of like, oh, of course, Sanrio, they'll partner up with fucking everybody and anybody, because they do.
And
Um,
they do.
but I actually really liked this particular collab because it felt like it mixed together so well. And not to say that Sanrio doesn't like usually mix stuff well, but when I see like Hello Kitty Uno, I'm not like leaping out of my seat. You know what I mean?
And
This one
nothing
at
wrong
least
with
felt
that.
like it made sense.
And like, don't get me wrong, Uno does something with everybody, and I love an Uno deck that's like
True,
not just a
true.
plain old Uno deck. How like I think I do own a Stray Kids Uno deck just because I needed some Uno cards, and I was like, that's fun. Do I use it? No. And will I keep it? Probably not. But like, I like fun things. I like fun things. I didn't,
Yeah.
So like, oh, a Hello Kitty, like the Sanrio Uno
But
deck.
it's
Sure,
really
that's
nice to
fun.
see a collaboration
But
too that isn't like two completely different things done together, and
exactly,
it's two things that
exactly.
like feel like they
It's thought out.
fit very
It's
well,
thought out.
and they
Like I love
did.
a gimmicky collab as much as the next person, depending on what it is. However, this one was well thought out and well executed, more to the point, and
Hmm.
I love that. It's
It's
everything
not
I
like
could
The
ask
Sims and
for a collab.
SpongeBob.
Yes, because what is that?
It was
Why?
so
Who
ugly.
asked for that? Sorry.
No one.
Nobody asked for that. Nobody wanted that. It doesn't even look good. It doesn't look good. There's nothing about it that makes me happy. And they're just doing collabs now just for the sake of, and I don't appreciate it. I don't appreciate it. I don't want it. I
Yeah.
don't want it. There's
They're
nothing about that.
probably because they're hemorrhaging money. I mean, there's that's a
Look,
whole other thing I can
that's a
get into
whole,
because there's
yeah.
a whole situation happening over in the Sims community. We are not pleased. Um,
I have so many
but
questions about that. Maybe that's an episode for another day, guys. We definitely have to
perhaps,
do a walk down gaming lane at some point. We'll get to that
yes,
because we love a game around these parts. Both
absolutely,
tabletop and PC or console or whatever you got. I don't know, it doesn't matter. We love all the things.
yeah,
Um, but trying to stay slightly more on topic.
right,
We
right,
love a collab that makes sense.
yes,
That's what we say. Um, and so in this case, I think most of what Plave done so far has been really well thought out, from their lore to um even even the way they brought their members in. It was so thought out because you started with one guy. I want to say you started with Yejun, but I don't remember who. I know I went over
I
this with you
think
because it cracked
so.
me up when I
Yeah,
found it out. We started with Yejun, who brought in like Noah and Bambi or something, and then Noah brought in Hamin, and then Bambi brought in Unho, I think is what happened, something roughly
I
like
think
that.
so. Yeah,
And it's just that they from the start have been able to work and have their input and do their things the way they kind of wanted to, and I think that shows through because they're such a collaborative
yeah.
team.
Like you can tell they're all so passionate about what they're doing too. Like it really shows through in the quality of their work.
And I think there's something really to be said for that because you can tell when a group doesn't necessarily have that passion and that collaboration and like I don't know, you can see. Again, I don't have anything against people who aren't writing their own songs or doing their own dances or doing any of those things. You can definitely see their passion, but there's just something that hits slightly different. Not better, not worse,
Right.
just different. It
No.
hits different when you're working with that many moving pieces
Right.
collaboratively.
Something about it just feels more personal. It just makes
Yeah,
it feels different.
it feels different, just different.
No.
Not better, worse, just really different. That's it. I
Yes.
mean, it's semantics, sure, but it's different. And
Everybody's got their own taste.
yeah, maybe not
But
everybody feels that way.
I'm with you. I do like things that, people, I tend to like things more whenever it's the artist in question working on all of their stuff that they're doing to some degree. Like, because I like when that passion shows through more. To me, it makes it, I don't know, it's like some people add some salt to my food. I'm adding like seasoned salt this time. Got a little garlic
Hmm.
salt on there. You know what I mean? Like it just gives it an extra something, something.
It does. It does. You're right. It really does. And I don't know
Yeah,
how else to explain that.
that's like the most simple way I can explain it,
Yeah. Because it's
realistically.
still salt. It still tastes good. It is still
Yeah,
enhanced, like it's still great either way.
right.
But with this one, with that seasoned salt, in this context, in this whatever they've done, it just hits different. They're both good.
Yeah,
It just hits different. Or
exactly.
vice versa. Sometimes it hits different the other way. I don't know. It just depends.
It
But
just depends.
yeah, because
But
look, at the end of
yes,
the day, we love music. You guys know that. We're just here to have a good time.
you're just here to slurp up some spaghetti. I know you
Is
like
this
that
a
song.
reference that I supposed to know? Is this a
It's a
thing that I've
spaghetti
missed?
reference.
To the food.
To this song.
I didn't know it was a song.
I'll have to show it to you. It's
whose
not,
is
in my
it?
opinion, did I ever show you the mac and cheese song? Have you seen the mac
Excuse
and cheese
me?
song?
No?
Oh my God.
Is
That's
that a
that's for another episode.
okay? We're gonna have a food
I love
theme
that song.
song day.
Spaghetti, nowhere near. Nowhere near. The
Okay.
song, it's okay. Spaghetti, it's okay. It's all right.
All
Mac and
right.
cheese,
Okay.
so much better.
Oh, better.
I'll
Okay.
teach you. I'll teach
Okay.
you.
Okay. I will learn your ways. I'll be taught. It's
All the
I'm
noodle
along
songs.
for the ride. Cause I don't know what's going on. Oh, we're fine. Everything's
But
fine.
yeah, so thank you everybody for watching. Not watching. This is not a video. This is a
It's not a
podcast.
video.
It might be a video at some point, but it's not
Maybe
right
one day.
now.
Not today.
Um maybe one day.
Maybe one day.
But yes, thank you for listening. I hope you had fun with the consistent train wrecks that have been each and every episode of this lovely podcast. Um, check us out on our socials, Instagram, uh, TikTok at Interpop Podcast.
Yeah.
And
Like I say every time, maybe next time we'll be a little more together, guys. We'll be a little more on track. One of these days, it'll maybe be true.
if you say it enough times.
You believe.
Maybe you should say it with your eyes closed while you click your heels together.
That's what I need to get. Let me get some ruby red slippers first, and
Yeah,
then
there you
it'll
go.
really be
There you
good.
go.
Yeah, that's
That
what I'll
might
do.
fix it.
That'll be perfect. Next
But
time.
thank you for
Next
hanging in,
time.
guys. Next time, next
Yes.
week, we will see you Friday.
Yes. Yay.
Fun Day Friday. All right, bye.
Bye.